I'm Tom Morgan and I'm Director of Service Delivery at Trentbarton. The company's image is massive to us. It's normally people's first opportunity to interact with us as a business and as a brand, and it gives that overall first impression. So how we turn ourselves out and the way we present ourselves is massively important. There's probably an unfair stigma around the bus industry that buses are a bit old-fashioned and quite uncool, and we try to buck that trend and make sure that we have modern buses and a modern brand to go with it, so that people see the vehicles that we have and are attracted to the brand.
My name's Jordan and I work in the marketing team at Trentbarton. Quite a big process really that goes into the marketing of the company's image. We're quite unique because we brand each individual route. It's quite hard to get an overall corporate image as well. So Trentbarton has got a sort of a nice friendly image, but then each sub brand, if you like, each bus route has its own brand as well, which we have to kind of tie into the overall brand. And so we've got to bear that in mind, but also we've got to bear in mind what things people want locally in terms of on their buses. Is it an express bus? Is it a fast bus? Is it a local stopping bus? Is it a university bus? So we have to consider those kind of elements when we think of names, the colours, what kind of things go on the bus in terms of features like Wi-Fi and USB to meet the demographics.
We introduced different brand names and specifically branded vehicles for our routes back in the early 90s. It was the marketing team's then idea that people would relate more to services if they were consistent and had a common theme, and all the vehicles were painted the same colour. It was also an opportunity for people in a busy city centre environment to be able to pick out their vehicles easily, because they'd all be purple or yellow or green, and that it was an opportunity to really get our customers to associate with the brand and build a loyalty base. At the same time, we introduced brand names that normally associated with the route. For example, the Mikolova goes to Mikolova. And at the same time, we introduced rotas with our driving teams to make sure that we had specific teams on specific vehicles to improve customer interaction and build a friendly, recognisable face that customers would relate to, and hopefully that would mean that they'd be more likely to travel with us because it's a friendly face taking them to where they're going.
Creating a brand and the timescales, it depends on the bus. I mean, the one behind us, for example, was very straightforward to do. There's a Skylink brand that's already there with Skylink Derby, Skylink Nottingham. So creating an express bus, the name almost created itself. So we a lot of the details were sort of dictated to us, but then there's also elements that we get to create with. So there's the Comet bus that goes from Derby to Chesterfield. That was something that we got to rebrand, we got to think of a name. And it's a sort of a two-way process really. We speak to members of staff, we speak to customers, and also we look at the marketing that we're going to be doing, so local people's needs.
We've always looking to develop and evolve the brand. It's easy for businesses to stagnate and just have a corporate identity that lasts forever, and it always needs to be updated. We're really careful not to go too far so that it's still relatable, but also not to stand still and get boring. And the continual evolution of the brand is reflecting the way that we have to continually reinvest and evolve in the services and products that we deliver, and that we're always looking to improve.
We went through an overhaul a couple of years ago, but even now we're looking at the fast pace of change, especially in the retail sector, and we're looking at how we can keep up with that. How can we make buses look like a desirable product? We look at other companies, we always look towards companies like Apple and how they make their products and how they target them towards specific users and what they want to see from their technology. And that's how we approach a bus. We look at a bus, we look at the people that we're aiming at, and we're saying, how can we make these buses stand out? How can we make Trentbarton stand out? So it's very important that we have a fresh, clean image. But once that image is there, we've got to then it's almost like housekeeping. You've got to give it a personality, and you've got to constantly keep it evolving.